I'm Ron and I'm back again, already with another round of sports views. Tonight I am reviewing the National Championship game, College Football Playoff National Championship game. LSU wins 42-25 over the Clemson Tigers. You could say this was some Tigah on Tiger violence. I can't do it like Ed Orgeron. I just can't. Yeah, I wanted LSU to win. That's why I'm wearing the only purple and gold shirt I have. SEC over everything, except when it's Alabama or Ole Miss. Hey, Mizzou fans, I'll even support you if you ever somehow make a national championship game final. Not that you ever will, but if you do, well, just know I will support you, even though I don't think you deserve to be in the SEC at all. There's a difference between you and Alabama and Ole Miss. I just hate them straight away. You just don't deserve to be in the SEC. But that's a different thing for a different day. But whatever. That'll be a different thing for a different day. But let's talk about this game. So the game started off with a Trevor Lawrence 1-yard touchdown rush to make it 7-0 Clemson. And LSU wasn't playing well at all at this point. They started out flat. Offense started out flat. Defense started out horribly. They were making mistakes on top of mistakes. Fouls after fouls, flags after flags. They were just making mistake after mistake. And Joe Burrow, the offense didn't help him either. Now, Clemson's defense was shut down at this point, and it was a good way to play against LSU. 3 rushing, drop 8. It was good. 3-7-1. It was great. It worked for him. And it was great. And Joe Burrow had to see it before he knew what to do. So they were backed up to the 1. They were backed up to the 4. They were backed up right to their end zone, and they were trying not to give up a safety, which is exactly what you should be doing. Play more conservative to not give up a safety. But when you can't really see what they're doing. When it comes to plays, you don't really know what they're doing. You're going to be a little bit even more cautious, and that's not the way LSU plays. I don't say they play an air raid per se, but they have the concepts. Because as Mike Leach pointed out, I'm a State fan, pointed out, most pro teams have air raid concepts in them. Saints, Patriots, the good teams at least. Not the bad teams. So the Chiefs, Patriots, Saints, Seahawks, with a little bit of a wildcat because of Russell Wilson, they have air raid concepts. LSU has a more like a passing game coordinator that works in tandem with their offensive coordinator that came from the Saints, Joe Brady. He came from the Saints. He knows what their offense is, and he took that offense and plopped it into LSU, which has air raid portions to it, and they're not really that conservative. They try to keep their foot on the gas, which is exactly why it was a little bit. They started slow against the Clemson defense, who was bringing a different look than they normally get, and the fact they were backed up so close to their end zone just didn't work out for them. Then, Chase for LSU has a 52-yard touchdown catch. What a great route he ran. Got separation. They weren't even past the 50. At this point, they haven't even had a play past into plus territory. Chase ran this great route, a curl route, a crossing route, got some separation, did what he had to do, got the separation, caught the ball, touchdown, 7-7. That was the end of the first quarter. Tied up, close. Kind of what you were expecting. But it was a good game. Very good, very good. But Joe Burrow was starting to find his rhythm. But Clemson were still trying to have a smash-mouth defense. But he was finding his rhythm here at this point. Now, field goal for Clemson by Potter. 52-yarder, 10-7. Then they scored again with a 36-yard touchdown rush by Higgins, where it was a pitch to him. Lawrence actually set the edge and blocked for him, which was a great play by Trevor Lawrence. And he had nobody tackled him. He had good blocking all the way, and he ran all the way. Then that made it 17-7. Then Joe Burrow made it 17-14 with a 3-yard touchdown rush. found a good hole, ran it in, punched it in after a touchdown, after a catch by Chase to the 3-yard line. He punched it in, did what he had to do. Then Chase makes it 21-17 or 17-21 with a 14-yard touchdown catch with another one of those routes where he got separation, same type of route in the slot, curl route into the end zone, perfect pass by Burrow, and that would be 58. Okay. Yeah, and that tied the record for most FBS touchdown passes in a season. 58. That was his 58th touchdown pass in a season. Joe Burrow is a master. He is a great player. To me, even though he idolizes Drew Brees, he looks more like a Tom Brady 2.0 and already ready-made. And by the way, not just at passing, not just at reading the play, he also can run. My advice to Robert Kraft is this. I know you want to tear down the Patriots from the inside. I know you've grown some sort of conscience. You don't care about them anymore. You'd rather help the New England Revolution. Robert, listen to me and don't be an idiot. Don't be an idiot like you've been recently. Trade every pick this year for the first pick and get Joe Burrow. If Brady doesn't stay, you got Joe Burrow. If Brady stays, Joe Burrow could take over in 2 years still on his entry contract. And then you could pay him the money about 2 years later. It works perfectly. And no stopgap. You don't have to tank for Trevor Lawrence, who, by the way, is a damn fraud. No touchdown passes. Wasn't really that good. They rushed him so much. He didn't play that well. No, Patriots fans, I don't want Trevor Lawrence. I want Joe Burrow. Trade every damn pick for him. Every one. I don't care who else we could get. Trade every pick to get Joe Burrow. Pull a Mike Ditka when he was at the Saints. Do it. Please, do it. Go Joe Burrow. Please do it. Back to Joe Burrow. Speaking of him, in the end of the second quarter, 10 seconds to go, Thaddeus Moss. 6-yard touchdown catch to make it 28-17, and he broke the record and got 59 touchdown passes, Joe Burrow. And by the way, I wouldn't be mad if they somehow got Thaddeus Moss later on as well, because that's just right. Why not have the next Patriots quarterback throw to Moss's son, who they're already friends, and another Moss can build his legacy in New England? You love it. You love it. You love it, I say. I do. You probably don't. But I'm projecting here. Let me finish talking about this game. Then, in the third quarter, Travis Etienne, 3-yard touchdown rush with a 2-point conversion right out after the half. 28-25. They get within 2. Or within 3. Sorry. They got within 3. Then Thaddeus Moss catches another touchdown, 4 yards. That makes 60 for Burrow. 35-25, and that was the end of the third quarter. And then at the start of the fourth quarter, Marshall Jr. has a 24-yard touchdown reception to make it 42-25, and that's the way it would end. LSU are your national champions. Now, let me talk about this game for the parts that I haven't already talked about. I already said Clemson had a great defense at the start, and LSU was a little bit had a lot of mistakes at the start, but LSU shaped up well. Their defense started realizing the way that Trevor Lawrence plays. They started pressuring him, making him miss throws. They went into the backfield because either he was going to run or Etienne was going to run if he ain't going to throw it to try to take away the run. They started rushing more. It was a perfect way to... all LSU made adjustments and reads. Burrow made adjustments. The offense made adjustments against the 3-7-1. The defense made adjustments on the way Clemson plays offensively. Ed Orgeron is a genius. He may just sound like a funny, guffawing guy who's from the Bayou, but he's a genius, I tell you. Ed Orgeron is a genius. He is a perfect coach for SEC football. And you love to hear him talk because it makes you kind of smile and chuckle. It does. Now go Tigers. That makes you that makes you chuckle. That makes you smile hearing Ed Orgeron talk. But he's just a good guy who's a great coach and a genius football coach. I shouldn't be saying this considering I'm a State fan and he was at Ole Miss, and hell, he was horrible there when he was at Ole Miss. But I think people have forgotten about that, and seeing what he's done with LSU is great. It's great what he's done with LSU, and I respect the hell out of Ed Orgeron. I respect him so much. What a football coach. He's up there with the best football coaches out there currently, both pro and college. And high school, nobody knows about high school coaches unless you're around there, but they probably can't stack up anyway. He's around Belichick. He's around Sean Payton. He's around Sean McVay. I know that one isn't very popular, but it's true. I don't like Sean McVay either, but I have to say it. He's around Saban. He's around Swinney. He's around Mike Leach. Hell, probably he's obviously better than Mike Leach, but we'll see why they'll be close in the next couple of years. I'll talk about that one tomorrow. I'll talk about the Mike Leach hiring tomorrow, and you'll see why I said that. He's better than Lane Kiffin. He's close to Malzahn. I don't know. He's probably better than Gus Malzahn. He's better than Dan Mullen, that's for sure. But, I mean, Mullen probably could be close. I don't know. But, yeah. Coach Orgeron is a genius. Genius. I'd love to see him coach at the NFL level. I think he would do very well, but let's see what he does with the rest of his career at LSU before he moves up. I know he has some unfinished business. He wants to be there a bit longer, so he can prove that this just wasn't I won't say it was a fluke, but he can do this with another quarterback. So he'll be there for a little bit longer, I guarantee it. But I'd love to see him in the NFL. Maybe in New England after Belichick retires. That would be perfect. But LSU's adjustments were perfect in this game. And it also helped their offense. Actually, they scored more before the center of, or not the center, but the linebacker, 47, was ejected for targeting. They actually scored more, but it helped them do better against the pressure because they couldn't pressure as much without their really good linebacker, middle linebacker. So that was something. But the adjustments that LSU made were perfect. Perfect adjustments. I loved watching the adjustments LSU made. That was like the best tactical football game I watched. Because you had two great coaches going head to head with each other who can make adjustments on the fly. They saw what they saw. They saw what they needed to do, and they put those adjustments in. Even Clemson made some adjustments, but it wasn't enough to get back into it. It was a great tactical football game. It really was. American football. But it was a great tactical game, and I enjoyed watching it. Every minute of it. It had something different to what the playoff games recently have had in the NFL. Because I've been watching a lot of football recently, as you could tell if you look at my past videos on this channel. I've been watching a lot of football recently, so why not talk about it? Hell, I'll talk about the XFL when it starts, because why not? And I will say something. I'm starting to love football again, like gridiron football. I realize that what I hate is the way Robert Kraft is acting and the way NFL makes its stances on things. Like the back room of the NFL, the way the NFL thinks and acts. I don't like it. But I like the game of football. And I'm a Southern guy. I'm from Mississippi. I guess you just can't take it out of us. So, whatever. But I'm starting to realize that I don't hate football, the sport. I hate the bodies behind it and what the hell is happening to my teams, basically. Or at least one of them. As in Robert Kraft trying to take the Patriots down from the inside and caring more about the New England Revolution, which makes it even worse because that's a Toronto FC rival in the MLS. Well, not really a rival, but they're in the same conference. You get what I'm saying. But the way this game was, like, and after the XFL, I'm definitely probably going to start. I'll probably say I definitely love football again. But this is a good start what a perfect game. What a great game to watch. It was such a game to watch. The adjustments, the plays, the play calling, the players, the way they executed was awesome. Was great, especially LSU. It was beautiful to watch, and I'm glad I watched it because it was way better than Monday Night Raw, of course. Way better. Anything's better than Monday Night Raw at this point. But I was glad I watched this game, and I'm glad I get to review it for you. So, one last thing. I'm going to keep putting the Australian Fire Relief charity links in the description. Go donate. Go check those out. I would love if you did. Let's make the world a better place. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, share, subscribe, comment. You know what it is. Tell all your friends. We saw some Tiger on Tigah violence, and go Tigers! I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace.